Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Nicholas Hoult and Toni Collette had to dive right into the deep end with Clint Eastwood's Juror #2. More than 2 decades after sharing the screen in About a Boy, the pair reunited on Eastwood's set to film the story's final scene on their first day together. Hoult, who had already been working on the project for a few weeks, joined Collette as she stepped in for her very first day. The whole experience was intimidating, Collette shared with Entertainment Weekly. "This is Clint Eastwood we're talking about. I admire him so much. He's a living legend, an icon in cinema. And then suddenly, there you are on his set." The scene is minimal yet loaded with tension. After Collette's character, Faith, successfully prosecutes her case, she begins to suspect the truth. Hoult's character, Justin, the juror, was involved in the murder, though it was unintentional. Now Justin lives a seemingly peaceful life with his wife and their new baby, feeling he's put the past behind him. But when Faith shows up at his door and locks eyes with him, it all hangs in the balance. The screen then cuts to black. Is she there to arrest him, confront him, or something else entirely? This ambiguity, Hoult says, is just what Eastwood intended. Clint doesn't like to over-explain. Hoult explained. One of his strengths as a director is the way he leaves room for the audience to reflect and piece things together themselves. He doesn't spoon-feed them. Nicholas Hoult reveals that they filmed the final scene in Juror #2 with various outcomes, leaving the ending intriguingly open. "We did a few different versions," he shares. One where it's just Toni, one where she's flanked by police officers, and one where police cars are behind her. Each version added a different possibility, so the audience could come to multiple conclusions. But the more ambiguous takes are the ones that work best because it leaves people thinking, what's going to happen next? And what should happen next? While they left room for interpretation, both Hoult and Collette had a clear understanding of what their characters would be feeling in that charged moment and what each intended to do. They both see Faith, Colette's character, as committed to following through and seeking justice. "This woman has devoted her life to truth and justice," Collette explains. "She's sacrificed so much to do the right thing. And even though a lot is on the line for her here, and she could lose a great deal, she knows she can't back down. It's just a core part of who she is." Hoult adds that Justin, his character, feels his world start to unravel. He's grasping at straws, panicking. He's thinking, wait, what am I going to do? How can I control this? How can I spin it? His mind is racing, but he's terrified. Justin also harbors a fragile hope that he might not be responsible for Kendall Carter's, played by Francesca Eastwood, death. One night, after an emotional breakdown over his wife's miscarriage, he drops his phone while driving and collides with something in the dark. When he gets out to check, he sees nothing, so he convinces himself he must have hit a deer, especially after spotting a deer crossing sign nearby. It's only later, as a juror in Kendall's murder trial, that Justin suspects he might have hit her instead. This realization sends him into a moral spiral, torn over whether to come forward. "The thing I was always wrestling with in his mind," Hoult shares, was this thread of doubt he clings to, hoping it was just a deer, that it's all a terrible coincidence. There's fear, a looming panic that yes, maybe it was him. And he knows it doesn't look good. He'd been at a bar, even if he didn't drink. But as a person, you cling to any small excuse that might help you sleep at night.